We will now continue to part 2 of this presentation. It is also important to consider the time of day when conducting your mowing practices. In an ideal situation, mowing in the morning after surfaces have dried from dew would be the most ideal time to mow. The second best time to mow is late in the afternoon, in an attempt to avoid the daytime stress period while still allowing turf grasses to recover via photosynthesis. The third option is midday, and this timing is best practiced during the spring and fall when temperatures are cooler. Early morning when there is dew on the turf is a poor time to mow. It can clog the mower and lead to slipping. Mowing turf grasses when they are wet will require more energy to mow, increasing fuel use and time spent mowing. Additionally, early morning mowing often results in grass clippings sticking together and smothering the turf surface. Turf grasses being mowed in the evening or at night will potentially be damaged to a greater extent by diseases, as wounding from mowing would not be healed prior to nighttime moisture formation. Grass clipping management is a major consideration in maintaining roadside turf grasses. With proper mowing heights, frequencies, and timings, grass clippings will make their way through the turf grass canopy, decomposing quickly. One common misconception is that grass clippings contribute to thatch buildup in the upper surface of the turf grass root zone, and this is not the case. Clippings are composed of greater than 80% water, organic compounds, and mineral nutrients. When grass clippings are harvested and removed, soil nutrients are essentially being taken from the system. In typical turf situations, returning clippings will result in one less fertilizer application required each year, and this effect can be quite significant. Low maintenance and under-fertilized turf grasses, such as in many roadside settings, require the nutrition received from the grass clippings to maintain health over time. Therefore, clippings should be left on the turf whenever possible. Because grass clippings contain nutrients, they should be cleaned from impervious surfaces promptly. There are 4 situations in which collecting clippings may be required. First, if the turf is disease infested, clipping removal may reduce the disease severity. Second, if the turf is heavily infested with weeds that have gone to seed, collecting clippings may reduce future weed pressure due to the harvest of the seed. Third, if proper mowing heights and frequencies are not followed, clipping removal may be required to minimize turf smothering issues related to clipping buildup on the surface. And finally, if your mowing is unsafe to operate without a bagging attachment, then the bagging attachment should be left in place when mowing. This picture demonstrates grass clipping buildup on the surface due to scalping and mowing in the early morning. Clipping buildup of significant levels like this will need to be dispersed by mowing a second time, by utilizing rakes and blowers, or by installing a bagging attachment on mowing equipment. Proper mowing heights, frequencies, and timing will reduce this issue. Mowing patterns are not generally a factor considered by those maintaining roadsides. And this is understandable because many roadside turf areas are long and narrow, such as boulevards and ditches. However, when mowing a roadside turf area that is large and has higher expectations for quality aesthetics, it may be useful to try and alternate mowing patterns as a way to improve the health of the stand. Turf grasses that are constantly mowed in the same direction can have very noticeable compaction and wear patterns from the equipment being used to mow. In addition, constantly mowing in one direction will lay leaf blades down in that direction, causing them to not be cut at the desired height of cut. Varying mowing directions will help leaf blades remain upright such that they can be cut at the desired height. Wear and compaction patterns associated with mowing are more uniformly distributed throughout the turf. Sharp mower blades are critical for maintaining healthy turf on roadsides. Mowing with dull blades will magnify the negative effects of mowing, as we previously discussed, due to the increase of turf injury created. In addition, the benefits of mowing will no longer exist. Tillering and density will be decreased by causing more stress to the plant. Weeds will actually be able to invade more easily because of this plant thinning. Aesthetically pleasing turf will no longer be achievable. Also, dull mower blades require more energy to mow, resulting in up to 50% more fuel used during mowing. The picture on the right shows the difference in the quality of cut when comparing dull mower blades to sharp ones. In this example, we are using tall fescue. The 4 tall fescue leaf blades on the left have been cut with a dull mower, showing shredded leaf tips and a poor appearance. When dull mowers are used to cut a stand of turf, the resulting reduction in appearance can be quite dramatic, and this often appears in the form of a brown, white, or yellow surface. Additionally, more resources of water, fertilizer, fuel, and labor could be required to compensate for these poor mowing practices. Improper adjustment can lead to uneven mowing heights, and this picture is a dramatic example of the effects of improper height adjustment. Always make sure mower height is evenly adjusted. In this picture, a mower was set in such a way that one side of the mower deck was higher than the other side. The darker green areas are higher heights of cut, while the lighter green areas were scalped due to this improper adjustment. If this happens while mowing, be sure to stop the piece of equipment, investigate the issue, and make any repairs or adjustment prior to resuming the mowing operation. If poor mowing practices like this are conducted, especially in the spring and summer, weed pressures will be greater. Mowing practices before the onset of winter can be very important to turfgrass health for the following spring. In the image on this slide, the excessive leaf tissue that was left on the turfgrass surface before winter has created a favorable environment for snow mold, a very common disease in northern climates. Incidence of snow mold can be dramatically decreased with the removal of excess leaf tissue. For this reason, it is important to finely chop or collect clippings on the last mowing if possible. Continue mowing until turfgrass shoot growth stops, while keeping the same height of cut or a slightly lower cut for the last mowing. Mechanical raking of these snow mold areas in the spring will help speed up turf recovery. Next, we will discuss the equipment used for mowing. There are 4 basic styles of mowers used to maintain turfgrass, and they include reel or cylinder mowers, rotary mowers, flail mowers, and vertical mowers. Rotary and flail mowers are the most realistic style of mower for use in roadside turfgrass maintenance. Reel mowers are often limited to high-quality turf maintained at low heights of cuts, such as golf putting greens or sports fields, or as pull-behind attachments for maintaining turf grown as sod. Vertical mowers, as the name implies, use a vertical blade meant to cut into the turf canopy and thatch layer, removing thatch and stimulating growth. Vertical mowers are also used as a means of preparing surfaces for turf grass overseeding. Reel and vertical mowers are of little practical value for roadside turfgrass maintenance, so we will focus on rotary and flail mowers. Rotary mowers are the most common mowing technology used for turfgrass maintenance across the globe. The quality of cut provided by a rotary mower relies on 2 main factors: the speed at which the blade is traveling, RPMs, and the sharpness of the blade. The general operation of a rotary mower is quite simple, and it relies on a single blade spinning horizontally on a vertical shaft. Most standard push mowers for maintaining home lawns are rotary mowers, as well as larger landscape mowers such as the zero-turn or multi-deck mowers. In the case where a large acreage roadside turfgrass needs to be maintained, the PTO tractor-operated pull-behind rotary mowers are possibly the most practical. Keep in mind that as the number of rotary blades on a mower increases, the difficulty in maintaining a uniform cutting appearance also increases. Large rotary mowers must be checked regularly to ensure a uniform cut. Rotary mowers are best suited for maintaining turf grasses above a 1.5-inch height of cut, and reel mowers would be used for maintaining turf grass below this height. Rotary mowers come in all shapes and sizes with various blade designs, but it's important to understand that they all have the same approach to cutting grass. If the blade is spinning fast enough and is sharp enough, a nice quality uniform cut appearance is possible with this impact type of cutting. Dull mower blades spinning at a low RPM will result in a poor cut appearance and unnecessary stress to the turf. This image shows a few examples of rotary mower blade styles. Serrations on the trailing edge of the mower blade can be added to improve dispersions of clippings and aid in mulching tree leaves. These are often referred to as mulching blades. As the previous image showed, most rotary mower blades will have the trailing end curved in an upward position. This causes an uplift of air, creating a vacuum-like effect that lifts grass plants up vertically, allowing for an even height of cut. This airflow also aids in discharging clippings from the mower. The reason that rotary mowing technologies are so common is because of the many advantages offered by this type of cutting. In general, rotary mowers are extremely versatile at cutting turf under a wide range of cutting heights, and the blades can effectively cut tall grass, tough stalks, weeds, and tree leaves. Many units have the ability to bag and store grass clippings for later disposal. The technology is low cost, easy to operate, and often has very simple maintenance requirements. Flail mower technologies can also be very useful for maintaining turf grasses on roadsides, especially for utility turfs that are mowed infrequently. As with rotary mowers, flail mowers' cutting quality depends on the speed and sharpness of the blades. Faster speeds and sharp blades will provide the best quality of cut. In contrast to rotary mowers, flail mower blades are situated on a horizontal shaft that, as that shaft rotates, the blades, which are often mounted on chains, bolts, or pins, are held out by centrifugal force. The cut debris is recut until small enough to clear the mower housing. Much like rotary mowers, flail mowers come in all shapes and sizes with various blade designs, such as those shown on the small image. The large image on this slide shows the horizontal shaft of a flail mower, with the numerous knives fixed to it with bolts. A mower like this would be most useful for cutting large amounts of vegetation at one time. However, keep in mind that the resulting quality of the cut would be very poor. Various styles of blades can be purchased for these units depending on your goals for the mowing practice, type and status of the vegetation being mowed, and manufacturer specifications. Flail mowers offer many advantages. First, they have the ability to reduce tall vegetation into finely ground mulch. Depending on how much vegetation is removed at any one mowing, the clippings may or may not be able to be left on site. Because the blades are free swinging, they often fold away when coming into contact with hard objects. This has safety benefits due to less danger from projectiles, and it also reduces wear and tear on mowers. Flail mowers are best suited for utility turfs that receive very little maintenance and infrequent mowing. To summarize this module on mowing principles and practices for roadside turf grasses, keep in mind that mowing has many benefits to roadside turfgrass management. However, if not conducted properly, the negatives can exceed the benefits. Mowing height is often considered the most significant decision in managing turf. Grasses differ in their tolerance to mowing, and this must be taken into account when developing a mowing program. Follow the 1/3 rule to determine mowing frequency if possible. Maintain sharp mower blades and use the proper equipment for the situation. Thank you for viewing Module 6 on mowing principles and practices. We will be discussing irrigation as it relates to establishing turf on roadsides.